Hello and welcome to another deck idea brought to you by Double Sleeve. Today we find out are Piccolo and Junior friends or rivals, because I don't think they quite figured it out until the start of Dragon Ball Z. Let's go through this deck profile here. Join us in the comment section below and let us know what you think of the deck profile. Is there anything you would add to the deck? Is there some spice that you've found? Talk about it in the comment section below so we can make this the best deck we possibly can. Let's go through the profile here, but before we do, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, because it shows a lot of support and we really appreciate it. Heading through the profile here, let's go to the leader back first. We have, when this card attacks, draw one card, and the awakened condition of when your life is 4 or less, or you have 2 or more energy, there's a Son Goku awakened hidden power under your, a Son Gohan awakened hidden power under your opponent's leader. Add up to 1 power pole from your deck to your hand, shuffle your deck, draw 1 card, and then add cards from your life to your hand until you have 6 left. This deck is centered around the power pole and this Gohan to get your plays off, but it's not hard to do. We'll go through all the costing of the card. I try to keep it in character order, as you've probably noticed, because my OCD goes tick, tick, tick. But let's go through. We've got power pole here, which is, before we do that, let's have a look at the leader back. Permanent, reduce the energy cost of power pole by 1 red, which is very important because it becomes a free card in your hand. Permanent, if you have a red Son Goku or Piccolo Z battle card in play, your Son Goku cards with power pole under it gain critical. Auto, when this card attacks, draw 1 card. So going on to the power pole here, like I said, the energy cost on the leader back reduces it by 1, so it becomes free. Permanent, if this card is under a red Son Goku battle card, the Son Goku battle card on top of this gets plus 5,000 power, so a nice free boost. The active main is choose up to one of your red, mono red Son Goku cards with energy cost of 3 or more, and without cards that have the same name as this card under it, and place the cards under so you can't stack power poles. And active main limit 1. This card is under a Son Goku battle card. Draw 1 card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with power less or equal to the card on top of this card, and then KO it. So not a bad little boost, and has a nice active main there. We have, into our 1-drops, we have Chi-Chi Protecting Mother. We have auto, when this card is played, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red Son Goku or Piccolo, energy cost of 5 or less, add it to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Auto, if your leader back side is Son Goku for the sake of family, which it is, this is all Fast and Furious here, and your opponent leader doesn't have a Son Gohan awakened hidden power under it, when your opponent plays a card or attacks, place up to 1 Son Gohan hidden power from your deck under your opponent's leader, and then shuffle your deck. The next card we have is very similar. It's the Ox King, grandfather of Son Gohan, but this draws a card as opposed to searching. And auto is the same if your leader backside is Son Goku for the sake of family, and your opponent's leader doesn't have a Son Gohan awakened hidden power under it. When your opponent plays a card or attacks, place up to 1 Son Gohan awakened hidden power from your deck under your opponent's leader, and then shuffle your deck. So the card, we'll jump to that now. This is the Son Gohan card. We have a few cards that play only if this is under your opponent's leader. So it has permanent. This card can't be removed from under your leader by skills other than this card's skill. Auto limit 1, if your opponent has 4 or more energy. When your opponent plays a battle card with both Son Goku and Piccolo, play this card from under your leader into your opponent's battle area. So that's how you get this card back. You get a 30k beater. And auto, when this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring barrier. It gets minus 35,000 power for the turn. And then place this card under your leader at the end of the turn. So he jumps back under your leader card. Moving into the rest of our 1-drops, we have Bulma. I was a bit 50-50 on some of these 1-drops. They're just sort of trying to keep the deck count down to make sure you find all your pieces. Auto, when this card is played, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red Son Goku or Earthing with an energy cost of 5 or less to your hand, and shuffle your deck. And then limit 1, place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, choose up to one of your one of your Son Goku cards, and add up to 1 power pole from under that card to your hand. So you get to cycle that card back to your hand with Bulma. And then Krillin is active main. If your leader card is a red Son Goku and you discard this card from your hand, add up to 1 power pole from your deck or drop to your hand, and then shuffle your deck if you look through it. So that's just to grab it back from the drop if power pole goes to the drop. There is also a free blocker that's a Krillin that if I think it's if you've got a Goku with Power Pole underneath, it plays for free as well, but I've opted to leave it out of this build. Going into our Piccolo cards here, we have the 4-cost Plentiful Strength, active main, limit 1. If your leader card is a red Son Goku, you add 1 Power Pole from under a Son Goku with an energy cost of 5 or more to your hand. Play this card from your hand, so he becomes a free play. Then we have Piccolo Strifeful Strength, who's a counterattack, negate the attack and play this card. During your opponent's turn, if there is a Son Gohan Awakened Hidden Power under your leader or your opponent's leader, reduce the energy cost of this card in your hand by 3, so it becomes a 1 cost. When this card is played, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards or Unisons, and that gets minus 15,000 power for the turn. The Son Goku cards here, so we have the 3 costs. When this card is played, add up to 1 Power Pole from your deck to your hand, and then shuffle your deck. So you can see Power Pole is going to come to your hand pretty easily with the cards in this deck. Active main, limit 1. For 1 red energy, if your leader card is mono red Son Goku and there is a Son Gohan Awakened Hidden Power under your leader or your opponent's leader, play this card from your hand. So these are the cards that need the Gohan underneath your opponent's leader. Auto, if there is a Power Pole under this card, when this card attacks, look at 5 cards from the top of your deck, and then add up to 1 red Son Goku or Piccolo with energy cost of 5 or less to your hand. Shuffle your deck. So a nice bit of draw power there if he stays on the board for multiple turns. And he is a active main limit 1. If your leader is mono red Son Goku and there is a Son Gohan under your leader or your opponent's, play this card from your hand. Now, this one plays out when your opponent plays a red Son Goku and Piccolo card from which is this one here. We've got the 5-drop first, sorry. Let's go through the 5-drop first. Deflect auto limit 1. When you activate active main power skill of a Power Pole from under this card, switch it to active mode so it becomes a dual attack. So that's the active main that you can do the one here. If this card is under a Son Goku, you can remove a battle card and then get this card to restand, which is really handy. When this card is KO, draw 1 card, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, it gets minus 20,000 power for the turn, and active main limit 1. If your leader card is red Son Gohan, you have 3, Son Goku, you have 3 or more energy, plays card from your hand. Now, what I was saying is this is the card that pairs with this Gohan here. So this Gohan here has, if your opponent has 4 or more energy and your opponent plays a red battle card, both Son Goku and Piccolo, which is this one here. So this is the one that gets that 30k beta out for you. It has Deflect and Double Strike. When this card is played, choose up to one of your leaders, and that card gets plus 5,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. So you get a nice little Sensu Bean, getting your leader for 20k for your opponent's next turn too. Active main for 2 red energy. If you have 4 or more red energy, play this card from your hand and place up to 1 red Son Goku or Piccolo card from your drop under this card. Active main once per turn. If your leader is red and you place 1 card from under this card into your drop, switch it to active mode. So you get a dual attack Double Strike. Plus, if this is under your opponent's card, a 30k beta. So not bad for 2 energy. This is, in my opinion, probably going to be the better of the 2 red decks. It's actually nice and thematic, going back to the sort of Saiyan saga. We've also put in a couple of copies of Son Gohan. This card is amazing counterplay. He is an Earthling that is under a 5 cost, so he's searchable in this deck too. We have 4 copies of Raditz for the Super Combo. I didn't want to include another Shenron Secret Rare because I've already put that in the Garlic Jr. build. So I've opted for the God Rare because I can, and I will. Has Sparking 25 to gain dual attack. You guys know what this card does. Triple Strike, Ultimate Deflect, place for 4 energy, place card from your hand, and you may have one of your opponent's leader card get minus 5,000 power for the turn. Really good for putting on that aggressive pressure. Active main, remove this card from the game, choose all your opponent's battle cards and Unison cards, ignoring barrier, place them in the owner's drop, and then place 1 card from your opponent's life in their drop area. I actually think this is pretty suitable for this leader. I think it will work really well. Because I have opted for a Unison build as well in this deck, I've got 1 copy of Yamcha, Merciless Barrage, I can't even speak, because he is limited to 1. I've gone for 4 of the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Auto, when this card is played, look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 red card among them to your hand, and place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. Has the +2, play up to 1 red battle card, energy costs of 1 from your hand in rest mode. So we have plenty of targets here. We have 4 different cards and a total of, 10 cards to choose from in our deck. And the -4 active battle, this card gets plus 15,000 power and double strike for the battle. Also, because we're running Unison, I've put 2 copies of Wolfang Fist in there. I've also opted for a couple of copies of King Vegeta Imposing Presence. Might even be able to bump this up to 3. It's pretty decent counter. So counter attack. The lead card is Mono Red Saiyan. You may choose the attacking battle card, ignoring barrier. That card gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. Your opponent can't attack with cards. For the turn of this day, give the attacking card minus 5,000 power each time they attack, and you can't activate copies of this card from your hand for the turn. It also has a permanent if your life is 3 or less, and you can activate this card's counter from your hand without paying its energy cost and choosing 1 card in your hand and discarding it. So that's probably better off bumping up to 3, and also 2 copies of Testing the Opposition. Moving on to the Z deck, we do have, as we move into this new Z deck era, they are pumping more cards for the archetype. So we have the Piccolo here, Power Unleashed, which is a 2 cost. Deflect Unique Blocker, Z stack 1 to put the Son Goku full power and full blast. Permanent, if you have 3 or more energy and this card would leave your battle area, discard 1 card from your hand and play up to 1 Son Goku full power and full blast from under this card and remove this card from the game instead. If there is a power pole under one of your Son Goku battle cards, reduce the energy cost of this card in your Z deck by 1. So it becomes a 1 cost, which is nice. You will be playing these a little bit later on because you want to make sure that turn 3 ability is turned on. Auto, when this card is played, this card gains barrier for the turn. Auto once per turn, if there is a Son Gohan Awakened hidden power under your leader or your opponent's leader, when your opponent plays a battle card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and that card gets minus 10,000 power for the turn. Active main, once per turn, if you place 1 card from your hand at the bottom of your deck, add 1 power pole from your drop to your hand. So it's another way to get that power pole back. And because this card is so good, as I mentioned on previous deck profiles, we've gone with the Rush Attack Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So that is the Fast and Furious Power Pole Family Son Goku deck. Let us know in the comment section below, what do you think of the deck? What do you think of the build? Is there anything that you think we should add? Is there anything that you found some hidden spice that works really well with this deck? Have a conversation in the comment section below and we'll be sure to join you. Thank you for joining me on the deck profile, and we'll see you on the next one.